Python is one of the emerging programming languages. According to the most recent figures, Python is the most used coding language for about 80% of developers. And the syntax of this high level programming language is simple to understand. And Python's large library system makes it a best choice for data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence projects. So, hello learners, welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel. And today we will be writing code to solve Sudoku using Python. But before we begin, if you love watching tech videos, subscribe to our channel, like the tutorial, and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. And before starting, let us have a simple quiz question to brush up on our knowledge. And your question is, which one of the following has the highest precedence in the expression? And your options are division, subtraction, power, or parenthesis. Please answer in the comment section below and we'll update the correct answer in the pinned comment. You can pause the video, give it a thought, and answer in the comment section. And I have an insightful for you guys. That is, if you are focused on building strong foundational skills for career growth, in that case, you can check out a free course to learn Python basics with a completion certification from Skillup by Simplilearn. You can check the course with the link in the description box below. And from here, we'll start the tutorial. First, I will show you a Sudoku. We will be solving the Sudoku, that would be the 9 cross 9 matrix. So the objective of Sudoku game is to fill a 9 cross 9 grid with digits so that each column, each row, and each of the line, that is 3 cross 3 subgrids, that is the 3 cross 3 sub boxes that compose the grid, they should contain all the digits from 1 to 9. And the puzzle setter provides a partially completed grid which for a well posed puzzle has a single solution. So you can see on your screen, this is the Sudoku puzzle that we're gonna solve. So I will tell you what are the rules to solve a Sudoku. So this is a 9 cross 9 grid, that is 9 rows and 9 columns, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and 9 columns, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So what are the rules? If we pick a number that is 9, we have to fill 1 to 9 digits, that is in the row, in the column, and in this grid. You can see this grid. So in this box, so we pick a number 9. So this should be single present in the row, in the column, and in this grid. You can't repeat this number in row, in column, or in this grid. You have to complete this grid, that is you have to complete 1, we have 1 2 3, we have to complete 4, we have 5 6, and we have to complete 7 and 8. If we see, we can't fill 8 here as we have the number 8 in this row, so 8 won't come here, 8 would come here. So you can see that we have filled 8 here. Similarly, we will fill 4 and 7 to complete 1 to 9 digits in this box. And similarly, we should have 1 to 9 digits in a row and in a column, and there should be no repetition. And to solve this, we would be using the recursive algorithm. So telling about recursive algorithm, it's a problem solving technique in which problems are solved by reducing them to smaller problems of the same form. In programming, recursion simply means that a function will iteratively call itself. So to play the game, you could visit a website, that is sudoku.com, and you can set your difficulty level. That could be easy, medium, hard, expert, and evil. So they would just change the numbers and reduce the numbers, and they will increase the difficulty level as you choose it. You could easily play the game here. And if you write a wrong, like 2 is present in this small subgrid, that is 3 cross 3, and I have entered the number 2, so it's showing me in the red color. It states that this number won't be placed here, it's a wrong number. So we'll backspace it. You can see how to play a Sudoku game. I think you are clear with the rules. Now moving on, we'll start with a project to solve a Sudoku with recursive algorithm. So we'll write a code in Python to solve the Sudoku puzzle. We just have to enter the grid in the code only, and you can see how it will solve. So the first thing would be, we will create a folder for our project, and we'll create in Python projects. We will create a new folder and name it as Sudoku Solver. And inside, we will call the command prompt, and we will run a command that is code space period to open our Visual Studio Code. You can choose any ideally that you have hands on. I would be using the Visual Studio Code. You could use anyone. So here comes our Visual Studio Code, and here we'll create a file and name it as sudoku.py. And here we will start our code to solve a Sudoku, and we would be using the recursive algorithm here. So first we will import numpy library to get a Sudoku in a grid, and numpy helps us with that. So for that we'll import numpy, and we'll use alias that would be as np. So we could just use np for using the numpy library functions or classes. So here we will create a grid for Sudoku puzzle. For that we will write a variable name Sudoku puzzle, and inside we will pass the Sudoku puzzle. That is, we will write all the numbers we want to get solved. So we'll be using this Sudoku puzzle only. This is the easy level Sudoku, and we would be writing the code for the same. And our code will work for all the Sudoku, that would be the easy, medium, hard, any level. So currently we'll use this Sudoku and these rows and column and these numbers with the same pattern, and we will represent the blank boxes with 0. So we will create a grid variable in Python, and the blank cells, they would be represented with 0. So we will start filling our Sudoku here. That would be 9, 6, 2, and for blank spaces we would write 0, 8, 5, 0, 0. Now here I have all the numbers in the Sudoku. I have copied them, and now I will directly paste it for you guys. So we don't waste time just writing or creating the Sudoku puzzles. We will move further and see how we can solve the Sudoku with the help of recursive backtracking. And to solve this, first we'll create a function and name it as possibility, and we'll pass 3 parameters in that. That would be row, column, and the number that we would be entering. So this function will check if a particular cell can be filled with the number n. There will be 3 checkpoints in this function that would check in the vertical direction, in the horizontal direction, and in the local 3x3 grid. As I have stated you the rules of the Sudoku, so we'll check if this number is present in the row, in the column, or the 3x3 grid, then it would return false. And if the number is already existed in any checkpoint, and if it's not present in any checkpoint, it would return true and the number would be accepted there. This means it is possible to fill n in that y comma x cell, that is row comma x cell, the grid. So moving on, we will create the function, and to create a function we will write def and the name of the function, that would be possibility, and in that we'll pass three arguments, that is row, column and the number which we would be entering in the particular cell. So here first we will set this variable in which we have inserted the Sudoku puzzle. We'll set it as global, so we could use globally in the whole code. Sudoku underscore puzzle, and now we will run a for loop to check if the number we are entering is appearing in the given row. If it appears, we will return false, and if it not, we will return true. So we will run a loop, and for that we'll write for I in range, and the range would be from 0 to 9, and if Sudoku underscore puzzle, that is here we will enter row. So what we are doing is, if we see the Sudoku puzzle, we will get the first row, and then just adjacent to it we will pass the I, that would be ranging from 0 to 9. So it will check in the whole row, that is 0th, 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. It would check in the whole row if the number is present, so it would return false, is equal to number that we would be entering in the empty cell. So if the number matches, we would return false. And similarly, we will run a loop for column. For that, we'll write for I in range, that is range would be from 0 to 9 only, and we will run a conditional statement, that would be if Sudoku puzzle and here first we'll write I and then the column, and if it's equal to, so we have written column with the capital C, that is equal to num, that the number we would be entering in the particular cell. If it's equal, then we'll return false. Sorry, here we would be writing the colon, we would return false. And now I will tell you what we have done here. So we have written I and the column is fixed here. So in this column we will check if the number we gonna enter is already present in the particular column, then it would return false. So if we take any column, as we pass any column in the argument, that is we have passed the first, second, third, fourth column, and there we would run the loop to check all the columns there, that would be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and if there's the number present, that we are entering, it's both are equal, then we'll return false. So we have covered two rules here for the Sudoku puzzle, that is row and column. Now we will be discussing about the grid part, that is the 3x3 grid. If the number is present in the grid, then we will also return false there. So for that, first we will create a variable that would be x, and that would be equal to column floor division by 3 and into 3, and y that is equal to row floor division by 3 into 3. So what I am trying to insert in this variable, that is we would be passing the column in the parameter, so that column would be floor divided by 3 and then it would be multiplied by 3. So if I will tell you, if we pass a row, that would be the first row, so 1 floor division by 3, so what it will give us, it will give us 0, because floor division gives us the nearest integer. So for 2 also it would give us 0, and for 3 it would give us 1, and for 4 it would give us 1, that would be 4 floor division 3, that would be 1, and after that we are multiplying by 3, so it will give us 3. And similarly we can see for all the rows and the column. So I will tell you here what we are gonna do, that is in a variable that is x, inside that we are just entering the column which we are passing in the function, and we are doing floor division with 3 and multiplying it with 3. So what we are getting, if we just take the column 1, that is 1 floor division with 3, so what will it give us, it would give us 0. And if we take another column, that is the next column, that would be the second column, and if we floor divided by 3, it would give us 0. So these are the column what we would be passing in our function. Similarly, third column it would give us 1, and for the fourth column it would also give us 1, and for the fifth column it will give us 1. And now here for the sixth column it would give us 2, and similarly for the others it would give us 2, and for the ninth column it would give us 3. So if I tell you 7 floor division 3, that would be 2, 8 floor division 3, it would give us 2, and 9 floor division 3, it would give us 3. So I will tell you what we are gonna do here, and after that you would understand for what purpose we are just creating this variable, and inside we are passing column with the floor division 3 and multiplying it with 3. So if you can see this, I will just clear it out. So if you see here, if we take the rows here, it would give 1 for this, 0 for this, and 1 for this, and 2 for this. Now we will run a loop here, double loop, that would be the nested loops, that would be for I in range, that would be from 0 to 3, and another loop, that would be the nested loop for j in range, that is 0 to 3. So inside we'll pass a conditional statement, that would be if Sudoku puzzle, and here these variables would be counted, that would be y plus 1 and x plus 1. If it's equal to number, then we would return false. Okay, now I will tell you what we have done here. So we have to check if we are what the number we are entering, if it's present in this 3 cross 3 grid, then our output would be false. So what we have done here, we have taken the x, and if we pass column 0, and it would be floor divided by 3 and multiply by 3, it would give us 0. And we have run the loop for this, and we have given the row also 0. So you will got 0 plus 1, and x would be also 0, that would be plus 1. And if this cell is equal to the number, then we would return false. So if we take the row 0 and column 0, that we have already a number here, so we want row 2 and column 2. So for that, if we just get at the so here, as we have two nested loops, what it states that if we pass row equal to 0 and column equal to 0, that is this, so it will run the loop, and it will just iterate y plus 1 and x plus 1, will check if it's equal to the number what we are going to pass. If it's the same in this grid, that is 3 cross 3 grid, then it will return false. And similarly, when we'll pass column as 1 and row as 1, then also the floor division will give us 0, and moving on, it will take us to the next cell. So this is how we're going to check the 3 cross 3 grid. So these three are the rules that we have covered in the function possibility, and now we will return true, that is if these conditions don't fulfill, then we get the true, and that is the number we're going to enter in that cell. And now we will create another function that would be solution, and inside that solution we would be calling this function. So for that, we will create the function and name it as solution, and inside we will make the Sudoku puzzle as global variable. And here we will run the loop. Now we will run the loop for row and column, so that we will pass all the rows and column, and we could enter the values and pass those row and column values into the function that is possibility. So I will show you how we're gonna do that. First we'll run a loop for rows for row in range, that is 0 to 9, and now for column, that is for column in range, that is 0 to 9. Now we have two nested loops, that is for row and column. They would be covering the rows and the column. And now here we will pass a conditional statement, that is if the particular cell, if it's equal to 0, then only we gonna get the, like, enter the number. So for that we would write the conditional statement, that is if Sudoku underscore puzzle and the particular row column, that would be fetched by these loops, and if it's equal to 0, then we will run another loop, that is for, that would be the numbers that would be in the range 1 to 9. That is, one is included in this, when we use the range function, one is included in this, and we have entered the second digit, that is 10, so it would count the numbers till 9. And here we would get another conditional statement, that is if we will call our function that we have created, that is possibility, and pass the arguments, that is row, column, and num, that is will pass row, column, and number, and we will write a condition for that, that is we will get the number entered in the cell row, column, and that is equal to number, and this number has been entered, and now we'll call this function, that is the solution function, again, so that the process goes on. And when we are at the end of the row or column, or just at the end when we don't have any cells left, so what we will do, or we got any error, that is we would start the backtracking again. We will get that cell entered at 0, and we'll start the backtracking again. Okay, and here we will return the function. Now we want our matrix to be printed, and to print that we'll use the numpy library, that would be np, and its metric class, that is the metric function, and inside we would pass the variable in which we have stored our puzzle, that is Sudoku puzzle. It would get printed, and if there are some more solutions, like if you play the easy level of the Sudoku game, there could be more solutions. So for that we could get the input, that is we'll get the input from the users If there are some possible solutions, we'll just enter in the terminal and we can get those solutions. And if there are no solutions, that is no more possible solutions other than the one single solution, then it would end the program. So this is our program for the Sudoku solver. We'll save it and run it. So you could see that there is some issue in the code. So we'll see what is. So these are inside this function. So maybe the indentation can be wrong. So we'll save this and run it again. And yeah, we can see that our Sudoku has been solved and it's asking for more possible solutions. If we press enter, so it has given us one more solution. We press again enter. That's it. There are two solutions for this Sudoku and it has provided us both the solutions. So this is here. We have completed our code, that is for the Sudoku solver using backtracking or the recursion algorithm. And with that, we have come to the end of this session and I have an insightful for you guys. That is, I have a course for you guys. That is, if you are aiming to get certified in Python programming and want to build a Python software development career, in that case, you can check this Python certification course by Simplilearn. That will open the doors for the best career opportunities. And to find these details, you can check the description box below. I will give you the link there, and I will also give you the code link that would be as our Git library. So I will provide you the source code files link also in the description box below. And I hope the session was interesting and informative. If you liked it, please let us know in the comment section below, and also do subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.